Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today's video is super exciting. I have so many new affordable things to test in today's video. I'm talking the new Maybelline 4-in-1 Perfector. I have the new e.l.f. Acne Fighting Primer, this new True Skin Concealer from Catrice. I have here in front of me the new BH Cosmetics Tulum Bronze and Highlighter Palette, which is super pretty. Cannot wait to show you guys how this looks. And I also am going to be playing with the new Milani Ungilded Most Loved Matte Palette. It's the palette that I'm wearing on my eyes today. It's so pretty. As soon as I seen this on the Ulta website, I was like, I definitely have to get my hands on it so we can film an affordable makeup video. So this is the look that I created with the products in today's video. I have some thoughts. I definitely have my opinions. And you guys, I'm even showing you how I fill in my brows in today's video using a affordable brow pencil. So it's super exciting. I felt like I wanted to do like my entire face for today's video, so it's probably going to be a long one. I hope you guys don't mind. We're gonna go ahead and jump into today's video. Before we jump in, please don't forget to give this video a huge thumbs up, especially if you guys enjoy affordable makeup videos. Make sure that you give this video a thumbs up. It really helps me out and lets me know what kind of content you guys want to see. Make sure that you guys subscribe to my channel if you have not already. And of course, without further ado, if you guys would like to see what's new at the drugstore and actually see them in action, then just keep on watching. So let's get started with today's look. So I have no makeup on. I just have one eyebrow on because I wanted to test out the product. You guys know I love my ABH Brow Wiz, and I hadn't found anything that I liked that was affordable to be like a dupe for that pencil. So I am like diehard fan, but I did my brow today with this product right here, and honey, I'm a little shook and I'm sad that I took forever to try this out. So I figured in today's video it would be super fun to actually do my entire face. I know a lot of you guys want to know how I feel in my brows, so I feel like today was a perfect day, and it's also affordable, so it kind of just goes with the video. So like I said, I did one brow, and let's just get started on the brow so I can show you guys how bomb this is. So the brow pencil that I'm actually talking about is this one right here. This is the ColourPop Brow Boss Brow Pencil, and I have mine in the shade Ash Brown, which is a perfect shade. So this is what the packaging looks like. Very cute, very sleek, kind of just like your typical brow packaging. And then this is what the pencil looks like. So oddly enough, I believe that both sides should have a cap. Mine only came with one cap, so I don't know. It kind of scares me a little bit, like if someone like opened it and was like tampering with it. But I checked the brow pencil and it was brand new. It didn't look like it was swatched or anything like that, so it's fine. So this is the brow pencil that I used today. This is the one we're going to be using. So the first thing that I always do with my brows is I take a wipey and wipe my brow. I know, super random, but that is because I do my skincare in the morning, and when I do my brows, I don't like my pencil to slip and slide. I feel like I can't get the right brow that I'm trying to go for if it is. And of course, obviously, you're putting your skincare products, your moisturizers, your serums through your eyebrows. So I like to just wipe my brow just so that way I can get all of that residue off, any product that's left on my brow. So the first thing that I like to do is go in with something to really kind of like hold my brows up and kind of just structure them a little bit, so that way when I go in with the pencil, I don't have to use as much pencil. That's what I've been doing lately. So I like to go in with the Got To Be Glued Styling Gel. You guys, this is actually for your hair. I've had this tube for so long, okay, and it looks like I never used it because you need so little. This is life-changing. So what I like to do is just take the spoolie that's on the brow pencil, and mine looks disgusting, so please do not judge, but I kind of just squeeze a little bit out like this, and then I'll just like run the spoolie on that product that comes out, and then I'll just roll my spoolie on the side just to get that glue going. And I do have a few sparse areas, so like I'll mess around with it a little bit. That's perfect for me. Now we can go in with the pencil. I do like to let this sit for at least a minute so I know it's 100% dry. So I'm gonna let this sit, but you guys are obviously going to see it in the next clip. Okay, so it's nice and dry. It's been sitting for a minute, so let's go ahead and start this brow. For some reason, I like to rest my finger here like at my temple so I can kind of like tug a little bit. But I always start by underlining my brow and creating the shape. So that's what I'm going to do first. Also, as you guys can see, I like to work in little strokes. Some people just like go straight across. That doesn't work for me. I feel like I can get more precision when doing it this way. See that? So like I said, this is my problem brow, so I'm missing some hair right here. That's why you guys can kind of see the little like light spot there, because that's my skin, but that's okay, we're gonna fill that in. But now this is kind of like my guide, so I know exactly where my brow is going to stop. I put a little bit, just a little bit more pressure on those areas where I'm missing, and I have like those little sparse areas. I'll put a little bit more pressure, but other than that, I'm literally just tickling the skin. I'm barely putting any pressure, because I don't want my brows to come out too dark. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is go ahead and create that line above the brow to really finish that tail. So this is another thing where I don't go all the way up to the front here at first. I kind of start back here. Like that, you guys. So that's basically my brow. I don't really use that much stuff. I used to use a ton of product, but this for me is more than enough. So right now it looks pretty light, pretty faded. However, we're gonna clean it up. Alright, you guys, so here's the finished brows. What do you guys think? I think the color is perfect. The ash brown is really nice. I don't like my brows to be too warm, and I am pleasantly surprised. Like, I just found my new favorite affordable brow pencil. So this video is turning out so good so far. So now that the brows are done, we can start working on the eyes. So let's jump into that part of the video. For eyeshadow primer today, I'm going to be using the NYX. This is called their Ultimate Base. It says it's a shadow and liner primer. I recently went to Ulta and this was sitting on the new display there at Ulta. So I was like, ooh, this is perfect. They did have a few shades. I got mine in 01. I think there was a 01, 2, 3, and 4. I think there was about 4 or 5 of them. So I got the lightest one. Of course, you guys know I like a lighter base. So when you open it up, this is what it looks like right here. So just like your basic eyeshadow primer. I'm not usually one to use an eyeshadow primer. I usually use an eyeshadow base. But we're going to see how this goes. I'm just going to go ahead and apply it to my lid. So this looks like it's going to be a clear. I was hoping that it was going to have some color, but that's okay. I usually prefer something with some color because I have a lot of veins on my eyelid. I'm just going to go in with a buffing brush. This is the Morphe M173 brush. And I'm just going to blend out that eyeshadow base. Alright, you guys, so I went ahead and wiped this off. I'm scrapping this because I just don't do eyeshadow primers that are clear. From the packaging, if you guys could see the tube, like, you're actually seeing the product behind the word Ultimate. So I thought that it was going to have color. I thought it was going to be like a drugstore version of like the P. Louise base, but it's not. However, I do have a concealer that I'm going to be trying today. So I'm going to use this concealer as an eyeshadow base as well. This is the Catrice True Skin High Coverage Concealer. It says it's an 18-hour wear hydrating concealer. So I'm going to use this for my eyes as well today, because like I said, I like some coverage. So for eyeshadow, I'm going to be using the Milani Ungilded Most Loved Matte Palette. This is what the palette looks like right here. It's so pretty. I saw this on Ulta's website and I was like, ooh, this is beautiful. So here's what the palette looks like. It's full of matte shades. So of course we're going to do a matte look today. So I'm going to start with the crease color. I'm going to go into the shade Toast of the Town, which is this shade right here, just to get a little bit of color working in the crease. Next, I'm going to go into the shade Umber the Sun, which is this shade right down here. I'm going to go into a darker brown now. I'm going to go into this shade right here called Cinnamon Spice. Alright, the next shade I'm going to be going into is this shade right over here, and that one is called Cocoa Bean. Alright, you guys, so here's what the eyes are looking like. I mean, can we talk about how well that Milani palette blended? It looks so pretty. So I want to highlight my brow bone a little bit. It's something that I actually rarely do. I always forget. And especially with colorful looks, I feel like you don't really need to, because that's usually the only bare skin that you see is my brow bone, so it looks highlighted. But I do want to highlight my brow bone, so I'm going to go into this shade right here. It's really pretty. It looks white on camera, but it's kind of like a bone shade, so I'm going to go in with that shade. Yeah, it's kind of like a cream color, and I'm going to just pop this on my brow bone. Just like that. Nothing crazy, but it kind of just like emphasizes that brow bone just a little bit. So I'm pretty happy with the eyes the way that they are. The palette is pretty good. It blended really well. It's not patchy, so kind of loving it. What I'm going to do is really quickly just align my lash line with just a black liner, pop on some lashes, and then we can start working on the face makeup. Alright, you guys, let's get started with the face makeup. So I'm going to be going in with the new e.l.f. Acne Fighting Putty Primer. This has 1.8% of salicylic acid. This is what the primer looks like right here. I'm super excited for this, especially because I do have a few tiny breakouts at the moment, so I'm curious to see how this is going to work. So it comes in your average putty primer packaging. It says that this skin perfecting putty primer effortlessly glides over the skin to smooth over imperfections and grips makeup for all day wear. With 1.8% salicylic acid, this primer helps prevent the development of new acne. So here's what the primer looks like once you go ahead and open it up, and it's like a really nice green color. Honestly, it doesn't have any scent to it, so I'm gonna put it in my pore area. It feels different. It feels almost wet. It definitely feels different from the original. I don't really like this, you guys. It feels greasy to me. I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know about that Acne Fighting Putty Primer. It feels a bit greasy. Not my favorite thing, and I just don't like the texture. So moving on to the next product, I'm going to be using the new Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Perfector. This is their 4-in-1 Glow Makeup. So this right here is supposed to be a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Filter, which I love. It's super cute though because it has an applicator like the Instant Age Rewind Concealer, which is super cute. It's like a jumbo version of that. So let's click it up. Okay, so I'm going to put this on the high points of my face. So I'm going to put some here. So I just put it on the high points of my face. I put it on my cheekbones, the bridge of my nose. I put a little on my forehead, and that's basically it. I think that is enough, especially because I use that putty primer and I do not like the way it feels on my skin. So for foundation, I don't have a new Drugstore foundation. I purchased the Catrice one that everyone is going crazy for, and I got the wrong shade. It's way too light. I won't be able to make it work. So I'm going to go in with the Hard Candy Glamouflage Full Coverage Foundation. You guys have seen me use this on my channel before. Such a beautiful foundation. You can get it at Walmart, and I'm just going to go ahead and apply this to my skin. Like I said, you guys have seen this foundation before, so I'm just going to do this really quickly, and then we can move on to cream bronzer. Alright you guys, so foundation is on. Foundation is looking really pretty, especially with that Maybelline product underneath to give me that extra glow. I think it looks really nice. Moving on to cream bronzer. I'm going to be using the Soul Cream Bronzer. This is their Face and Body Bronzing Balm in the shade Light. I would lift it up for you guys, but mine literally falls out the pan. But if you guys could see here, this is what it looks like. This stuff is amazing and it's super affordable. You can get it on ColourPop's website. So I'm just going to cream bronze my face really quickly. Alright, just like that, and then let's move on to concealer. So I'm going to be using the same concealer that I used to prime my eyelids today. Like I said, this is the Catrice True Skin High Coverage Concealer. It says it does contain hyaluronic acid, it's waterproof, and it's supposed to give you 18 hours of hydration. I got mine in the shade Cool Cashmere 010. This is what the concealer looks like right here, and I'm hoping that it doesn't look dry on my under eyes the way it looked on my lid. And the wand holds a lot of product because I didn't have to double dip just now. That was all on that one dip. So I'm going to be using a Wet n Wild sponge today. Look how pretty this one is, you guys. It has like shimmer in it, like little glitter pieces. It's so nice. And we're just going to go ahead and blend this in. Let's see what the coverage is like. You guys, the glitter in the sponge comes off. Like I'm blending in my, thank God I only blended in my chin and my nose. But like, look, I don't know if you guys can see the glitter. Can you? No, you can't even see it. Okay, this is garbage. Don't buy this. This is what happens when I buy things for packaging. Absolutely not. Let me go grab me another sponge. Alright, you guys, I went ahead and wet a different sponge. This is the e.l.f. Total Face Sponge. I love this sponge as well. It's one of my favorites. And it doesn't have shimmer. And I'm so bummed because I bought that sponge in purple and they have like this peachy one, but it's fine. They're both going in the trash. How do you make a sponge with glitter that comes off? What? Okay, anyways, moving on. This concealer has been sitting on my under eyes for a minute, so let's blend it out before it dries down. Okay, so definitely a little bit of this goes a long way. I used way too much because I'm still blending. That concealer is full coverage. That's really nice. Alright you guys, so I went ahead and set my under eyes really quickly. I used the e.l.f. Halo Glow setting powder, and now for the rest of my face I'm just going to quickly set with the Lift and Illuminate powder from number 7. Just to set everything in place. Okay, let's do some bronzer. So I'm going to be using this new Tulum palette from BH Cosmetics. This palette comes with 4 bronzers and 2 highlighters. The highlighters are definitely too dark for me, so I'm not going to be using the highlight, but we are going to be using the bronzers. And honestly, the only one in here that looks a little neutral is this shade right over here. That's the shade I'm going to be using today. That one looks like it's going to be good. Let me just grab my bronzer brush. Okay, it's definitely pigmented. Alright you guys, so that is bronzer. What do you guys think of the color? I think the color is really pretty. It's very warm. I will say that all the tones in this palette are pretty warm, but I prefer a warmer bronzer. Alright guys, moving on to blush. I want to try out this Juvia's Place Blushed Rouge. This is like one of their duo palettes, kind of like the cream bronzers that you guys saw me use in a recent video. I seen this blush palette and I was like, oh my gosh, it's freaking beautiful. I also love the packaging on these. They're really nice. So when you open it up, this is what the duo looks like. It's really pretty. Love the packaging. And this is what the blushes look like. How gorgeous. So I feel like for today's makeup look, we should use the warmer one at the top. So that's what I'm going to go in with. And I'm going to go in with a stipple brush just because I don't know how pigmented this is. So I'm just going to dip lightly in there. Oof, look at that. Girl. Tap her off. Oh yeah, definitely super pigmented, but so pretty. Do you guys see that wash of color? So this is basically the face makeup so far. I don't have a new highlight to try for you guys, so I'm just gonna go ahead and pop on a highlighter on my own, and I'm going to do the lower lash line. So let me just do one eye really quickly, see what I'm doing, and then we can do the other eye, and then we just gotta do the lips, and girl, this look is complete. Alright you guys, let's finish up this lower lash line. So I did one eye off camera. I just did a pop of yellow. I feel like a pop of yellow would be super cute. Also, it's summertime, so a little bit of color ain't never hurt nobody. So what I'm going to do, or what I actually did, is I'm first going to go in with the shade Cocoa Bean, which is the darkest shade that we used, on a flat definer brush. This right here is the Jaclyn Hill and Morphe brush. This is called the JH43. And I'm just going to pack that brown super tight to my lash line. Then I'm going to go into a blending brush, and I'm going to go back into the shade called Salty Caramel. And I'm going to use that shade to diffuse that darker brown. Then I'm also going to go into the shade Sienna Sunset, which is that really nice warm orange, just to bring the crease and the lower lash line together. And then for the last step, I'm going to go back into the Cocoa Bean shade and just re-intensify that color. Just like that. And then for my waterline, I just went in with the LA Girl Neon Shockwave Liner in the shade Screamin', which is their super bright yellow. And I'm going to pop that in my waterline, just like that. And then what I'm also going to do is just grab a little bit of the shade Not So Vanilla, which is the shade that I used on my brow bone, this shade over here. And I'm going to pop some of that just in my inner corner. Just a little bit. Alright you guys, so I went ahead and did my lips off camera to save us some time. So I used the e.l.f. Retro Paradise lip liner. This came in like a lip kit. It's a super pretty brown color. I also used the NYX Lingerie liquid lipstick. This one is in the shade Undressed. And then right in the center, I just went in with a Wet n Wild lipstick. This one is in the shade Never Nude. And it's a really pretty nude color. I just wanted something to lighten up the center of my lips a little bit. And that is basically the lip combo. Definitely different from other things I've done, but I feel like it goes really well with the eyes. So now all that stuff to do is just set my face. I'm going to be using the Catrice Prime Fine Dewy Glow Setting Spray. I actually got this as a free gift. It's in my most recent Ulta orders. So it says you have to shake it up. Alright you guys, so this is the final look. This is the makeup look that we created using all of this affordable makeup. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and just do my hair really quickly, and then we can talk about my final thoughts of these products, what I think you guys should get, what I think you could pass on. So let me go ahead and do something with this hair, and then we'll chat. Alright you guys, so here is the final look. What do you guys think? I did go ahead and just add a little bit of the NYX Milky Gloss to my lips. This one is in the shade Milk and Honey, just to give the lips a little bit of a high shine. So let's talk about a few of the standout products in today's video that I feel like are definitely worth your money. So first and foremost, the ColourPop Brow Pencil. You guys, this thing right here is so bomb. Like, my brows look so good. The color is also perfect. This one is in the shade Ash Brown, like I mentioned in the video. It's beautiful. It's not too waxy. It's not slippery. I like more of a tougher, drier formula when it comes to eyebrow pencils because I feel like I have more control. And this one, this one is it. I highly recommend it if you guys want to try an affordable eyebrow pencil. I myself will be going on the ColourPop website and ordering like 5 of these because I think I'm about to finally be able to save me some money on my brow pencil. Also, the Milani palette. You guys, this palette was actually really nice. I don't know that I would be reaching for it that often, and that's honestly just because I don't use that much affordable stuff that often, but this is definitely a really nice palette for someone who just wants an everyday palette. You don't want anything too crazy. This is a really beautiful palette. It blended really well, as you guys can see by the eye look that I created. It's really nice, and I really did enjoy it. The formula is very good, and I would definitely say that if you guys want to pick it up or you've had your eye on it, it's definitely worth the money. As far as the BH Cosmetics bronzer and highlight palette, like I told you guys in the video, the highlighters are too dark for me. I can probably use them as like shimmer eyeshadows, but as far as the bronzer, I really do like the bronzer. I like the color. I don't know that I would ever be able to use the shades down here, but the shade that I used today is really pretty, so this was definitely nice. The NYX eyeshadow primer, this is definitely a no for me. I'm probably most likely going to return this or just pass it on to someone else because I don't like eyeshadow bases that don't have some pigment to them. This one's completely transparent. Like I said, it was a little deceiving looking at the packaging. I thought that it was going to actually have color, but unfortunately it doesn't, and it just didn't work for me, which is fine. And then we have the Catrice True Skin High Coverage Concealer. So beautiful. I'm going to pick up a darker shade because my under eyes are super bright today, and that's because the shade is pretty light, so I'm going to pick up one shade darker than this one. But oh my gosh, you guys, so pretty. Definitely highly recommend. I can't wait to be able to get my hands on the foundation because the concealer is really nice. The Juvia's Place blush palette, definitely highly recommend. It's beautiful, the formula is amazing, and the shades in here are bomb. And then the only other thing that I don't have in front of me, I don't even know where I put it, is the e.l.f. Acne Fighting Primer. You guys, that thing, not for me. It was very greasy feeling. It left like a residue feeling on my hands. I won't be surprised if I do actually get a breakout from using that primer because my skin is feeling a little bit itchy. So I don't know about the primer. I don't like it at all. I won't be using it again for sure. And that basically sums up everything. The lip combo, I love everything. The NYX Milky Glosses, I have quite a few of them and they're really pretty. They're also very sheer, so they're nice to use as like just a topper for any lip combo. So I do recommend that you guys check those out. And that is basically it. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. From filming, it looks like it's going to be a pretty long one, so I hope you guys don't mind. I wanted to switch it up a little bit and kind of take a break from doing voiceovers all the time. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed actually seeing my reaction on camera. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Down below, let me know if you guys want to see some more affordable videos like this one. Don't forget to give this video a huge thumbs up if you guys enjoyed it. And thank you guys so much for watching again, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye guys!